Hi, so my name is Danyelle-Jordan Bailey, and I'm just going to be sharing a little bit of a story on my mental health journey. So it's going to be a timeline. It's pretty long. Okay, so I grew up in Kingston, Jamaica, born and raised, all that good stuff. Went to prep school, and I was bullied in prep school. For why? Not quite sure. I think colorism was a major part, played a major part in a reason as to why I was bullied. But that portion of my journey, so I was bullied in prep school. So I was socialized to kind of believe that I was an ugly person and an ugly child. So that's like my first reason, like one of the reasons that kind of culminated why I struggled with mental health as I got older. So I was bullied in prep school, and that was pretty rough as a child. you know, even as an adult, I guess being bullied on a whole is pretty rough. So that was pretty hard, but I went through that. Did my grade 6 achievement test examinations, got placed at a good school, in Kingston, Jamaica again, and that was good. It was great. Grade 7 to 8 were good. They were very, very, very formative years of my journey into adolescence. So it was pretty cool, pretty nice, pretty good. But grade 9 was one of those years, and I know grade 9 is it's one of those years for everyone. It's one of those weird years, one of those very transitional years. Um, grade 9 was I spent all the time in grade 9 alone, getting to know myself, just getting to spend time with myself. And I think that's when I took the time to realize that, sometimes I'm not okay, and that's okay. So I spent out of grade 9 alone. I had recently come out of a friend group that I was in. I decided to take myself out of it because I wasn't happy. And that made me sad because my heart was broken from leaving that friendship. So I left, spent some time by myself in grade 9. Grade 10 came, and the pandemic came. So this is where it all comes together. And of course, I'm leaving out some personal stuff that happened in between, but things did happen to me as an individual. Grade 10 came, the pandemic came shortly after March of grade 10, and I was home. We were all home. I was home by myself with myself. I'm a very busy person. I'm always doing something. I'm either studying, in a meeting, you know, I'm always doing something that's not really considered resting. So I was always at it. But when I was home, I was forced to kind of be alone and to really look at myself, which is something that I was avoiding for quite some time. So I was home, and being home and having all of these challenges that I was experiencing and didn't even realize that I was experiencing just come down on me at once. It was a lot. It was it was so much to deal with. Like I was so drained out from being me, because I was still at it, but because I was with myself so much and not surrounded by other people, I kind of had to look at myself. I had to look at myself. I wasn't forced to distract myself by looking at other people. So I sought out some help, external help, that is. So, well, not necessarily. That's actually not how it went. I have migraines, so I went to the doctor to for my migraines because they're constant, they're horrible. I was diagnosed with migraines when I was like 8. So, I've always had migraines. So I went to the doctor, and she tried to do an assessment to see if it was more of a physical thing with my body, or if it was an emotional thing. So we did that little assessment, and then she recommended me to a therapist because she's just like, this doesn't sound like it's something going on with your body. It sounds like there's something going on with you. And I was like, maybe you're correct. So I went to the therapist, and the therapist goes, they analyze you and deconstruct you and, break down your layers. And through that, I, took the time to realize that I was going through things that I didn't even realize I was going through. Luckily, I was privileged enough to get the help, because I know a lot of times in Jamaica, especially, people don't have the privilege of getting help, and even if they do have the finances to get the help, sometimes our parents can be a little bit iffy and butty about it. So I got the help, and I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety, the two of them together, hand in hand, best of friends. And it was a lot to go through, especially because during this time I was preparing for my CXC, specifically CSEC examinations. And that was a very, very rough time for me, because I was going through discovering myself on an emotional level. And I also had to be constantly developing myself on an intellectual level. So it was like I was just so tired emotionally, but I couldn't stop because I wanted to get all ones. I wanted to do the best that I could possibly do. Yeah, and it was a pretty rough time, just going through everything and going through the motions and going through the preparations for my external examinations. And I was extremely burnt out. Like, I was so tired. I was tired to a point where I was just tired of being tired that I didn't even feel tired anymore, because the tired kind of became my norm. So I didn't feel it because it was always there. And yeah, so I did my examinations, graduated valedictorian, but I was so tired. Like, I was just so tired. So, I had gotten gotten all of this done and gotten all of these awards, but I was just so tired. And I spent the summer resting. Spent the summer reflecting and spending time on myself, and spending time reflecting on myself and getting some more help, just to develop myself as an individual, not just as an intellectual being, but also as an emotional being. So I spent half the time alone again, but with help this time. And that really did help me a lot better now. That was a couple months ago, around 7 to 8 to 6, couple months ago. So I spent all the time by myself, and I got the help. And right now I'm in a much, 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 much better place. That just goes to say that healing and growth, it really does take time, and you have to be patient with yourself. And it also goes to show that you shouldn't wait to take off your layers, because sometimes when you wait to take it off, and when you wait to really dive into yourself, it's a lot harder to heal because you've taken so long to wait. And it also goes to show that you must get help. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say, I need support right now, because going through that, I don't think I would have been able to do it by myself. I just really hope that my story, and that sharing my story, can give someone the courage to seek help, or to have that uncomfortable conversation with someone, because I know that oftentimes we can go through it, and we want someone else to be there with us. So yeah, that's my little story. Thank you for listening.